excited. Welcome to Wellness Wellbeing Wednesday, everyone. Hello, we are in a different place. Hi, welcome. I'm super excited. You are at Wellness Wellbeing Wednesday, everyone, and today is the last week of June. I am just so excited. It's a different time today that we are here, but things have been just wonderful busy. I'm honored and blessed to say, and just excited to come to you guys as I've committed to do for round about probably about 15, 20 minutes on live, and then on Clubhouse. I will come back and just be answering some questions and be there for you. But before we get started, and we've got a great series this month, which is Revitalizing Yourself with Lasting Lifestyle Changes and a Wellness Mindset Part 2. And that right there is something that has been wonderful, that I really have enjoyed. The topic that we are going to have is Grounded in Wellness, Basic Wellness Principles of Part 2. But as I like to do every time we do go live, is take a few moments of stillness for anyone that may be hurting. Maybe it was from the tragedies in Uvalde, or the citizens and all those that were affected from the wars in Ukraine. Or maybe it was from the past shootings in whatever part of the world you are. It's happening all around us. Just to take a few moments of stillness, asking God for that hedge of protection over us and anyone that may be hurting. It may be you in your community, maybe you within your own home, or it may be you within your own self that you're struggling. As I love how Lachelle says, I couldn't get out of my own way. Maybe you're having that challenge. I know I do all the time. So if it is something, this is just that moment of stillness as you get to be still and know that you are not alone. Thank you for this moment of stillness, as we ask God for that hedge of protection over us, just covering us and protecting us. Thank you so much for that. Well, we have quite a few awarenesses that I always want to take advantage of, just sharing that with you. And as I am passionate about that moment of stillness, we have the awareness of PTSD, the post-traumatic stress syndrome. I always get that mixed up. You've got Beat Plastic Pollutions. You've got World Environment Day, Professional Awareness Month, Immigrant Heritage Month, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness. This is so personal to me as I'm learning the new aspects of 24/7 care and where dementia ties in, and Alzheimer's and brain. So I'm just excited about that. Employee Awareness, Caribbean American Heritage Month, World Reef Day. Juneteenth was this month, Flag Day, Children Awareness Month, Sickle Cell Disease, National Health Observances, National Men's Health Month, Cataract Awareness Month, as my eyes just kind of play tricks and go back and forth. But those are some great awarenesses. And as I mentioned, the series this month that we have is Revitalizing Yourself with Lasting Lifestyle Changes and a Wellness Mindset, Part 2. And today we are talking about Grounded in Wellness, Basic Wellness Principles, Part 2. My name is Michelle Maynard MacArthur, and I am your hospitality, health, and wellness strategist that is here to help guide you through a positive process for change. And that is with a lean, holistic, healing approach from the inside out. That lean stands for our pillars of lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. The fun part is taking and showing you to top luxury wellness destinations all over the world. My devotion is to you executives, entrepreneurs, retirees, to help you improve your own health and well-being while you find that perfect mind, body, and soul balance between what's most important is your self-care, family, work, and play. My purpose, passion, and why is that I am a survivor of a progressive degenerative neuromuscular disorder along with depression for over 30 years now. But I stand here and typically I am outside in the wonderful weather. Just it's kind of hot outside here in the North Texas area. But because I'm doing this simultaneously with Clubhouse today, I am inside just for the sake of audio. So you guys don't get tripped up when we have some complications with that. But I'm standing here with my voice, that I have for as long as I have that voice to share. Hey, you can do this too. No matter what our struggle is, no matter how hard life can be, we just take one step in front of the other. As I've been trying to do this and changing different lifestyles, self-care for over 30 years now, and it's not been easy. A little bit more about me is that I am a believer, a mother, educator, speaker, and a world-class traveler. And the tips are being brought to you that I'm so excited from MacArthur Accommodations that we are bringing, who is a hospitality, health, and wellness coaching and consulting advisement company, where we specialize in that overall optimal health and wellness worldwide. Those innovations to reflect, recharge, and renew yourself one step at a time. I am an international master certified health and wellness coach that complements the certification I have in traditional Chinese medicine, along with a 30+ year career in hospitality. Hence, this is where we focus on wellness retreats, wellness workshops, and executive coaching and consulting. And as I mentioned today, my wellness tips are about grounded in wellness, in basic wellness principles, part 2. This has been inspired from the amazing author from the book, from Michael Orlowski, the PhD in wellness. And for months, this has been the series that I have, because what are we doing with our wellness? How do we really just take charge of that? And are we just thinking about that? Or are we in a pre-contemplation stage, contemplation? Do we know what we want to do? Well, we've got you covered. We will help you with that wellness wheel and really set those actions in our services that we provide. So reach out to us, drop us a line in the chat below, reach out. We've got the website coming through. If there's ever anything, send me a message. However we can be of service, any of my team would just be honored. As a disclaimer that I always want to do is these tips, this time right here is for educational purposes only. We are not here to treat, diagnose, or prescribe. So if you are in danger, please seek immediate help immediately. Just reach out. I always want to take a moment to put the number in that I probably will if you are in need. So I want to just do that. And I'm going to just pop some things in to the chat so that if there is something that you need, just come and let us know. But without further ado, I want to talk to you about this. Number 1 is defining wellness. Psychology is the study of behavior. Psychotherapy is the process of applying the principles. Psychology is to help people change their behavior. Wellness is everything about wellness, about living well in a very conscious way to improve one's lifestyle. And while I look at that, I always say, where are we? And I'm just going to be putting this right here. Where are we in our wellness? What are we doing to really make a difference, to have that right there? That's there. What are we doing with that? That's one of the things that's so important that to me. And I'd love to know from you, where are you with that? Where are you in your life with wellness? What does wellness mean? What does being grounded mean for you? Drop it in the chat below for me. And I am just putting some different things right here. There we go. And getting some, I'm looking for the one that I can see if you are in need of help. While we would love to help you with resources, as I mentioned in the disclaimer, if you're in need of immediate help, I'm going to pop that in there. But number 2 is the Jack Travis's illness wellness continuum. How many of you are familiar with that? The goals of a high level wellness and the self-actualization are at one end of this continuum, and premature death is at the other extreme. Wellness is not simply the lack of a disease process or simply the absence of illness. Wellness may at times actually come into the picture before treatments are even finished. So that's something just to kind of think about that for a moment. Have any of you done this continuum? It's like a seesaw that's been there. Are you familiar with it? Would love to hear you tell me about that. I know my glasses go back and forth. My eyes sometimes do not cooperate with me. But as I mentioned, I'm just honored to be here. So that was number 2 that I have for you. And number 3 is how various models are dimensions of wellness. There's different types of models. I've taken some to really talk to you about, and there's so many more. But the most common misconception about wellness is that it is physical fitness alone, or perhaps physical fitness is coupled with nutritional awareness. That's not the case. Wellness is about the whole person and about all the aspects of their lives. The paradox of any holistic concept is that to be inclusive enough and to really understand it, we usually have to break it down into its component parts. I think of some beautiful dear friends. It's like, I've just got so much to do. I'm really just trying to keep my head above water, and I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything. I've just got so many things. This is where we can help you with just really trying to break it down. Or for some are just taking these tips and doing it yourself. But we would be honored to be of service. Number 4, the model that we're going to talk about next is Ardell's model. Taking responsibility for our feelings, what we say to ourselves, and where we are in our lives is also seen as key to this, and points the way to more effective methods to motivate ourselves, to pursue, and to maintain a more wellness-oriented lifestyle. Dimensions of physical fitness, stress management, and nutritional awareness are forthright enough, but a word needs to be said about the environmental sensitivity. Have you ever noticed how does that play in? Especially if you've got one of the chronic ailments, chronic diseases, disorders, however you want to call that, that you really know what I'm talking about. How much does the outside, the pollution, the ragweed, it can be, some people will say chemtrails, some people will say toxicities that's just outside. How often does that affect you? These are the negative factors that weigh in. Noise pollution, heavy metals in the drinking water. There's so many more. However, there are also ways to affect and interact with our environment to enhance our wellness. Are you taking a look at that? What are you doing? Do you know what that black carbon charcoal is that helps filter the water? Are you familiar with ways the HEPA's filters, or as far as the different things that are in our home to keep purifiers and ozones of things to keep us healthy? We've become a little bit more aware of that since the pandemic. Tip number 5, and this is my 5th and final tip that I have for you today, is Hetler's model. This is one of the most common ways to allocate resources for whatever type of wellness program you choose, whether it be 6 or 10 dimensions. Tune in next week because we'll talk about even ones that have 12 dimensions. But under these, under 6 and 10, you've got physical, spiritual, intellectual, social, emotional, occupational, or you can even venture off into sexuality, nutrition, self care, safety. The ways to identify what elements of your life fit into each dimension without having to learn any theory. So, these right here are my tips for you today. I hope that it's brought you great value. I think that I did finally get the last one in if you are in need, but I would just be welcomed and honored if you would just take a moment to drop us in the chat. Tell us where you're coming from in the world. Tell us what you liked about these tips, if they brought you value, maybe what you didn't like, or what you would like to see in the future. I'm always open to suggestions. And even on the social media page right here on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, if you are watching us and you're interested in coming to speak and just be one of our guest speakers, would be honored to talk to you. If there's something you're passionate about, you're an author to a book and you want to get some more exposure, come on over so that we can. We'll be going live and on location here in a few months, as I usually try to do a couple of times a year. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your grace that I've not been able to come consistently as much as possible. But I want to say thank you, and wish you all a beautiful, blessed, and prosperous day. If there's ever anything you need, there's the website. Drop me a chat here below, and it would just be an honor. So thank you again for tuning in. God bless you as I wish you all a wonderful, blessed, and prosperous afternoon. Bye-bye.